Hello lovelies, I'm Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, where we carry the largest selection of wood flowers in the United States. Welcome back to another tutorial. We are in for, once again, a treat. I think I say that pretty much every single video lately, but I'm just having so much fun. So I hope you are as well. Today's tutorial, I won't even get all suspenseful. If you didn't know this, I'm from Wisconsin. Cheese. I found out that cheese is addicting. Did you know that? It does something to your brain. Why am I talking about cheese? Because I'm gonna use a lid from a cheese box to make another wreath. Oh yeah, it's that time again. But today we're gonna really transform this lid and we're gonna turn it into a Hobbit door wreath. I'm so excited. We're gonna go extra with this thing. So, yeah, we're gonna need some sort of, you do not need to use a cheese box. A round circle is really all you need. Wood. If it has slats in it, even better, but if not, you can make them look like they've got slats in them with a little bit of paint and some little bit of magic. So we're going to paint this. We're gonna add a little door to it. We're gonna put some fun filler down here. I'm gonna show you a little trick from something from the hardware store. And then we're gonna have some wood pieces up here. It's intense a little bit. There's a lot going on with this project, but I'm so excited to dive into it. I hope you are too. So go get something to drink, go get all your supplies, or watch the video first and then go grab all your supplies and then make it because it inspired you so much. And we're gonna jump into this. Before I start painting that lovely cheese box top, let me just remind you, if you're new around here, we post videos typically on Wednesdays every week. I think we've only missed a handful in the last 4 years. So if you're interested in subscribing, we'd love to have you, but also make sure to ring that bell, boop, 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 so that you're notified each time a new video goes up. And if you're interested in learning about the 150 style wood flowers, craft supplies, and greenery we carry at ohyourlovely.com, go on and check that out. But before you do, use the code YouTube30 to get 30% off one regular priced order. It could be everything in your order. As long as it's regular priced, that coupon code will work. One per customer. All right, you guys, now we can jump into the cheese box of 2024. I think I make one of these every year. I use cheese boxes for a different project. I'm looking at the other one over there. Pretty much once a year at least, minimum. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Now, trust me when I say I am just as shocked as y'all that I'm not gonna paint this pink. I'm mixing, I want a kind of a moody kind of teal. So I grabbed teal from our paint line, watermelon, and night sky. It's gonna be mostly the teal, but I'm gonna throw in some of these colors too just to create some dimension. I do want my slats to go this way, but if you wanted your door to go that way, you can do that too. That's a personal preference, 100%. So we're just gonna get to painting. We'll let everything dry and we'll move on to the next step. Y'all, I skipped ahead. I skipped ahead because some of this needed some time to set. So let's talk about what I did and then we'll get to the real fun part of this. So here is where we're at. Last time we were painting that, and once that was dried, then what I did was I went in with great stuff, not sponsored, but we use it a lot. The Gap and Crack filler in the red can. What I did, and then I also took, I have some what is that called? Grapevine wreath type making material. We've used that. in that tutorial. So what I did was I took a piece of that and I cut it just a little bit longer so it doesn't go all the way through, it's just there. Then I took the gap and crack filler, made sure to go over that, but then I also needed to tape this down because it was lifting a little bit. So while we put the gap and crack filler in, then we have some tape on there holding everything in place. Once it's fully dry, the gap and crack filler, I usually give it 24 hours. Probably needs less than that, but 24 hours is what I give it till it's fully set. Now what we're gonna be using, that gap and crack filler will be our foam basically for this piece. We're gonna fill that up with greenery and flowers and all that good stuff. We've got some fun stuff to go on in the middle here. With the gap and crack filler though, go easy because it does expand. So I just did a very, I did one singular line of it kind of going through, and then I gave it a little bit of time. I gave it probably an hour or two to see how much it had risen, and it hadn't risen too much. So then I put another one time through another another row, a singular row. I did not fill this totally full up to the rim because I know it expands and then you get it going overflow. If you filled it all the way to the rim to start, it's going to expand this way, it's gonna expand this way, it's gonna expand this way. It expands everywhere. So go slow on it. You can always add more, but if it overflows, you can cut this off. I just don't like the hassle of it. So go slow and steady. It always wins the race. Okay, now, let me show you the greenery, flowers, all the good stuff we're gonna put into this little, what do we call it? Little Hobbit door wreath that we're working on. So this is gonna be more greenery heavy than flowers, but we definitely have some flowers in here too. So mix, oh, where did this come from? I didn't have this before, but I kind of like this. I'll have to see if I have more of this, but I've got this little purple bits, because I actually have blue. So these are all taken off of pieces of other greenery. I just kind of started collecting them. I also have I always mix up I call it wide or large ruscus. I think it's large ruscus on the website. So we've got a lot of yellow tones going on in the greenery. I also have this fun little greenery we've used, I think again, on that wreath. No? Yes, it was. So we've got those with the little berries. So lots of texture and fun going on. I also have some dried filler. These are billy balls that we have in the shop pretty regularly. And there's something about this particular yellow that pulls everything together every single flippin' time. I love it so much. And then the flowers, we're going spring. So I've got Celeste. We had this particular dyed assortment. We typically make a dyed assortment for spring every single spring. These were from last year's dyed spring assortment. So these are Celestes that we then dyed to look like daffodils. I've got these are hydrangea blooms that then are painted to look like pansies or violets. We've got some daisies in a pink and green tone. And then we've got just some teeny tiny little American beauties in a solid color. So those are the things that we have going on. If you love spring flowers, every year so far, the last 3 years, we've always done a spring assortment. And as I'm filming this, the new spring assortment might be out. Yes, it should be out. So go check that out depending on when you see this video. The spring assortment, this year's, the pansies in particular. Our team member Angie is who does most of the dyeing for our dyed assortments. Phenomenal job. I keep telling her I'm probably gonna embarrass her because I love them so much. They turned out so great. So anywhoosies, there is all of the supplies. Also, I'm going to grab moss. I'm gonna lay some moss down. I'm also gonna kind of trail some moss up on here too to give it even that more cottage core Hobbit vibe. So I'm gonna grab my moss. We'll bring the camera on down and let's get to creating. Oh, I'm excited. Y'all, I have to show you, look at this fun little gadget. I'm gonna test it out. So if you see my phone coming in and out of the frame, don't mind me. I'm just trying something. Okay, so first things first, moss is getting laid down. I am probably gonna go real quiet here. So go put on some of your favorite music, listen to the music we've got going on for you. One thing I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna do a ton of it because it's not gonna be necessary because a lot of the greenery is gonna hold the moss in place. But for some of the first parts of the moss, what I'm gonna do is taking a piece of, I'm gonna take a piece of floral wire. We use typically 18 gauge here at Oh You're Lovely, and I'm making them into little staples. Once I do that, then I just put it into the foam, and now my moss is staying in place. I'm not gonna glue down the moss. I don't like gluing down moss. I feel like I get really hard spots then of glue that it's hard then to get other wires in. Okay, enough explanations. Let's get to creating, shall we? The one place I will glue the moss, however, is I'm gonna put a couple dabs of glue up on to the grapevine, because I'm gonna have the moss crawl up a little bit in different spots. And like when I get a piece of moss like that, those are my favorites. And those for sure need to stay. I love the little like pieces of leaves and dirt. It just feels more real to me then. I mean, it is real, but you know what I mean. And because I have acrylic nails, I use the back of my nail to push on the hot glue. But if you don't have that, which what I do is silly, just grab something else to protect your cute little fingers, okay? Don't be like me and just hope for the best. It will hurt when you get when you get hot glue on your finger, especially industrial strength super hot glue. So because we used floral foam for this project, the floral foam acts, or the gap filler works just like floral foam. So you're able to stick your wires and things straight into it, which is really nice as well. And it's not with a lot, there's not a lot of difficulty. You can get it in there pretty easily. Now the one thing I wanna make, no, I don't wanna go much further higher than that because I actually want to, yeah, there we go. I need that center still there because we have a little extra detail that's gonna go there to fully bring this Hobbit door to life. One other tip to give you when it comes to this kind of greenery, these do slide around and you are able to take them out. So if you didn't want a big bunch of that particular greenery, you could take it off of its stem and then take another stem from a piece of floral wire. You can slide that right through. I like to fold it over then, and I treat it similar, like a staple. So we've got that. And now I have a less like full and just a nice filler piece in there. All right, I think we're at a good spot. It's nice and full. You didn't have to fill it completely so that you didn't see any floral foam because the flowers are also going to start hiding some of those things. But I think originally I was gonna glue these in place, but because of the height and things that we have going on, I am going to put wires onto these. So let's show you how to stem up a flower real quick. It's one of the easiest things you can do. I'm gonna do it with one of the easier ones.
It's got like a flat back. But if you have something with a little bit more of a tail, like Celeste can have, I don't have scissors handy, but what you can do, you need to pay attention to where the string is that holds the flower together. Don't cut that string, but you can cut up to it so that you can flatten that out a little bit more. And sometimes that's easier to stem. It also helps if you want to have a flower that doesn't have such a long tail in it. This is gonna be so cute. Okay, I'm gonna stem these up real fast. Oh, wait, I never even showed you. Ha, okay, get yourself a wire stem. Again, we do carry these at ohyourlovely.com. We have 18 gauge, 12 inch long wires. I like to put the glue on my wire directly, but you can put the glue on the back of your flower if you want. A little bit of hot glue, just kind of wiggle that in. Don't go too far, otherwise you'll go out the other end of the flower. If you do that, that's okay. Just catch yourself real quick, pull that back out. Sometimes it comes out completely of the flower and you just need to re-glue it, or it goes back to the spot where you no longer are gonna see a wire poking through. But there you go. It's pretty much ready to go. So I'm gonna stem these all up and then we'll get them added into this wreath. One more flower stemming tip. Some of these flowers are super flat and it makes it a little bit harder to get a wire in this, like the way that we do all of the rest of them. So here's another little trick. What you can do is to create a loop with your wire, and you're basically going to glue and hook that wire around the base of the flower, like so. And then you are able to stem that up a lot easier. A conundrum. We have like a lot of smaller flowers, and then I got up the, oh, it's so pretty, but I think we're gonna keep it the way it is. We'll keep it a little bit more quote unquote basic. There's a lot going on to begin with. Okay, so here we go. The last piece to finish off our fun little Hobbit door wreath is, I gotta open this. A little doorknob. You need a little doorknob. So we're just grabbing a drawer pull and we're gonna glue that in place and then she's done. How freaking stinking adorable is this? Okay, let's get that in there. Ah! And probably the smarter thing to do in this situation is to grab some E6000, lay that on down, then put your knob on with some hot glue. What'll happen then, the E6000 will take, I think it's 24 hours to fully set. So it'll be setting while the hot glue is holding it in place and then it has a better hold, but I'm not gonna do that right now, but I would definitely recommend that in the future for these kind of projects. Oh. All right, let's get it upright and see what we think. Look at how cute she is. All right, I'll go get her off the door and we'll chat about it. Now, the hanger on this is ugly, so prepare yourself. But I just, quick and simple, I just took a piece of wire and glued the heck out of it. Again, I think too, for additional sturdiness, I might even put a piece of like ribbon or something over it too and hot glue the that sucker on there too, but how cute did this turn out? I know cheese boxes aren't probably a thing all over the place, but you can do it with other round objects as well. But a cheese box, if you've got one handy, can now be turned into an adorable Hobbit door style wreath.
This is going on my front door. It for sure is. I'm so excited about this. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Would you be making something like this? Should we have added the bigger flowers? Sound off on the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Also, I put a little bit of moss up on the top of that and then just kind of shoved it in there and didn't glue that in place, but you could put like teeny little pieces of glue on there and then shove that in there so you have a little bit more moss carrying through. Spring is coming, it's coming, it's coming. We're done with January. Spring is coming, it's coming. All right, so again, if you love this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. We typically post with, I'm gonna slow down and start over. If you're loving these videos, can't get enough, wanna know the next time we post a video, which is typically on Wednesdays, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell to find out about the 150 style wood flowers, craft supplies, and greenery. Go to ohyourlovely.com, but before you do, let me give you something. Use the code YouTube30 to get 30% off one regular priced order. I needed this pick me up, and it definitely picked me up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you next week. I'm Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely. You, my friends, absolutely lovely. Bye, guys.